This program is powered by
उच्च सोचको निर्माण सगरमाथा सिमेन्ट जुनी जुनीलाई
Hello and namaste everyone. This is Chiya Guff. Chiya Guff ma Smarika, and with me today I have someone. Jasko चाहिँ जन्मभूमि भन्नु पर्दाखेरि चाहिँ it's not somewhere here. जन्मभूमि फरक ठाउँ भए पनि कर्मभूमि नेपाल बनाएर आउनु भएको र नेपाल मात्र नभइकन संसारको विभिन्न कुनाको सबैजनालाई चाहिँ इन्स्पायर मोटिभेट गरेर someone who is like a guiding light भएर चाहिँ आफ्नो लाइफमा उहाँ अगाडि बढिराख्नु भएको छ. She is someone that I personally really look up to. Someone जस्तै चाहिँ यस्तो तरिकाले बोल्नुहुन्छ कि र मैले के पनि सुनेको थिएँ भने कि उहाँको हस्बेन्ड र उहाँको छोरा बाहेक सबैजनाले चाहिँ उहाँले भनेको कुरा सुनेर एकदम मन्त्रमुग्ध हुनुहुन्छ भनेर. So yes, before I introduce her formally to you guys, अहिलेको लागि let's take a short tea break. So yes, with me I have this amazing and charming personality, Mannsi Agrawal, on the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
How have you been? What's keeping you busy these days? केमा व्यस्त हुनुहुन्छ? के गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ?
I have been really good personally. केमा व्यस्त छु धेरै कुराहरुमा म ट्रेनिङ धेरै गर्छु. So धेरै ट्रेनिङ्सहरु भइराछ अहिले because the festival season is over. So lots and lots of different companies, different organizations are getting in touch for training sessions. So basically त्यो पनि भइराछ, and on the other side I'm also training the Miss Universe contestant this year. That is Sujita. So त्यसको पनि एकदम coaching एकदमै strongly चलिराछ अहिले. So that's what I'm really occupied with these days. Very occupied.
ट्रेनिङहरुको पनि कुरा गर्नुभयो यहाँले हैन. What kind of training do you offer? के गर्नुहुन्छ in terms of training and everything? Could you please share that?
Sure. So I'm a corporate trainer, which means I go into an organization अनि organization को कुन communication मा अथवा soft skills मा कुन खालको requirement छ त्यो बुझेर त्यसको अनुसारले I design training plans and I train the people. So for example, like let's say in a bank, the managerial level might need training such as, you know, how to make speeches, how to make presentations, how to speak to people in board meetings. That are maybe at the junior level, they need how to speak to customers, client-facing relationships. So I design the trainings, I customize all the trainings according to exactly what the client needs, and that's what I offer to them.
Now that sounds really interesting and exciting to me, at least. You say, how did you come up with this? How do you plan all these things? त्यसको बारेमा पनि अलिकति explain गरिदिनुस् न.
Sure, I'll answer that in two parts. So how did I come up with this? I always realized that I loved communicating with people. It was possibly my strength. It was something I enjoyed a lot. So suruma Nepal aundakheri, I started at Toastmasters. I was a member. I practiced, worked very hard on myself on sort of improving my own communication skills. And bistare I became better at it. So companies started approaching me, and it was very word of mouth based. And I got a lot of people coming to me, approaching me, okay, can you do this? Can you teach us how to speak in public and things like that? So it started like that, and word of mouth le ekdamai spread bhayera gako. How do I plan? Well, I put in a lot of effort. I study a lot. Every time an organization gets in touch with me, I do a complete understanding of what they do, what kind of service are they in, or what is the product they're offering. And according to that, I understand that industry, and then I suggest methods, then I suggest measures, and I make training sessions extremely interactive and fun.
So जब यहाँले you must have figured out जब यहाँले भन्नुभयो हैन, you love communicating, meeting new people. यहाँले चाहिँ आफुलाई कसरी train गर्नुभयो? How did you train yourself? Because the way you speak, you sound so very confident, and it's so easy while you're speaking. How did you train yourself? अनि त्यो कुरा चाहिँ यहाँले कसरी implement गरिराख्नु भएको छ?
That's a great question. There are three parts that I really think of. Firstly, I came from a family as well as a school that really encouraged us to speak a lot, हैन. धेरै नै कसरी बोल्ने, कसको अगाडि कस्तो खालको कुरा गर्ने कहाँ कुन कुरा नगर्ने you know things like that. So my father was always very particular अनि स्कुलमा पनि हामीलाई धेरै नै प्र्याक्टिस गराएको. So I think that gave me some sort of like a basic experience to start with, because स्कुलमा पनि you know when you're in a leadership position, I was a prefect, I was president of a club, so you sort of get these kind of values from school as well. So त्यो definitely स्कुलबाट अनि family environment बाट पनि आएको होला. तर त्यसपछि I came to Nepal, I joined Toastmasters, so that gave me a lot of public speaking confidence. So how to actually speak in public, how to stand up on stage and speak. And after that, I think for the last 12, 13 years maybe, since I've been working in this field, I've been learning on the job every day. So there's been so much of learning, so much of interaction with different kinds of people, from CEOs to other trainers, to colleagues, to people who've just started, to bankers, to civil servants, to all kinds of people. So you keep on learning on the job and you keep on learning from them as well. So I think these three phases really sort of helped me to get where I am.
यहाँले आफ्नो फ्यामिलीको पनि कुरा निकाल्नु भयो. You talked about your childhood, and there is something that I found about you, हैन? So while you were growing up, there were three things that you were never ever allowed to do भन्ने खालको कुरा पनि शेयर गर्नु भएको छ यहाँले. What were those three things and how did it shape you to the person you are today?
Are you talking about not being allowed to have tea is one of those three things, right? I don't know, because there were a lot of like our family. I come from a moderately conservative family is what I would like to say. So while on the one hand my mother always drove a car and she was always sort of doing her thing, living her life, we were not given a lot of freedom as kids. I was also married off very early, which is one of the regrets I have in life. But as a child we were very particular. Like our parents were very particular about a lot of things. How you behave, how you deal with people, how you communicate with people, how you study. So I think all of that, your childhood ko sikeko kura huncha ni, it really stays with you. Another very big thing that I think I learned as a kid was discipline. I mean, being on time, being punctual. These are things that you bacha dekhi ne hereko huncha and it just stays with you and it grows with you. I think that has really shaped me a lot.
So that I found really very interesting stuff about this as well. So अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ we're heading on towards a short clip. यहाँको बारेमा एउटा छोटो clip पनि छ हामीसँग. So after this clip we will be right back. Yes, after that short clip, what I wanted to know more about you is यहाँले चाहिँ एउटा आफ्नो फ्रेन्डलाई चाहिँ 7th क्लासमा हुँदाखेरि एउटा लेटर लेख्नु भएको थियो हैन, र पछि आएर चाहिँ you figured that out हैन, यो के लेख्नु भएको थियो भनेर त्यो घटनाको बारेमा अलिकति शेयर गरिदिनुस् त.
Oh my God, you've done some level of research. That's crazy. Yes. So I have a friend called Srivashi Chatterjee. She's from Calcutta. Hami school ma sange the. Ani recently, I think probably a few months ago, she sends me a message on WhatsApp. Haina ani euta photo pathaunu bhathyo. I had not actually written a letter. Wahako slam book ma maile lekhya the. What do you want to do when you grow up or something like that? Ani त्यतिखेर grade 7 ma हुँदाखेरि, without thinking maybe, or maybe I don't know why, I had written I want to be a photographer and a teacher. So these were the two ideas, and at that point I didn't really know how to use a camera. And I had no real idea of what kind of a subject I would teach, what I wanted to do. Despachi, many things happened. I studied economics, I got a gold medal in economics, I changed my path, I went into a very marketing-based job, I got into event management, I did so many things. But today as I find myself, yes, I have worked as a professional photographer for 6 years, and I'm also a trainer, which is like a teacher. So mero lagi life sort of came back a full circle, and class 7 ma tyo gareko, tyo words jun lekeko thyo, it became like a self-pleasing prophecy. You know, त्यो एक तरिकाले साच्चै नै भयो. So now when I think back on that letter, on that written thing, I find it very strange because I never really knew that I wanted to go on that path, and then I got wavered along the way, and धेरै नै changes आयो, धेरै बाटो यता उता भयो. I took different directions in life. But it actually all happened, which really makes me realize that the universe sometimes is conspiring to give you what you want, even if you may not really know it at that point. And this thought really reinforced a lot of things to me, because when she sent me that letter, I was going through a phase in my life when I was unsure about a few things. You know, you garne, ki na garne, a few months ago. And these things happen, right? Everyone goes through these trials and tribulations where you're not sure, ke garne, kasari agadi badne. And tyo jun photo paira, I realized, oh my God, you know what? It's fine. We're all safe. We're in good hands because this happened. Yet life came back a full circle and I got what my heart really desired. So maybe everything's going to work out fine.
So at the end of the day, you just need to be happy, you know.
Absolutely.
And I found you to be someone who's always positive and who's always looking for an inspiration or always motivating. आफैलाई पनि के before motivating others, you motivate yourself to be there, to do that. That's something really very beautiful, and we miss out that at times. You know, भने हामी चाहिँ अरूलाई चाहिँ inspire गरिरहेका हुन्छौँ, आफू चाहिँ आफैलाई चाहिँ we always think like म capable छुइनँ, enough छुइनँ खालको. So yes, we going for a break. अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ we'll have a bit of coffee, चिया खाँदै गर्छौँ अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ, and yes, we will be right back. हामी चिया खान्छौँ चाहिँ. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Well, that was a very short commercial break indeed. You guys are watching Chiya Guff. Chiya Guff ma Mannsi सँग आज हामी धेरै किसिमको कुराकानी गरिरहेका छौँ, talking about her personal life. Well, we're talking about her professional life. र पर्सनल लाइफ र प्रोफेसनल लाइफको कुरा अघि पनि हामी गर्दै थियौँ हैन. अघि मैले उहाँलाई सोध्दै थिएँ, यहाँ पर्सनल लाइफमा पनि यति नै काम कम्पोज हुनुहुन्छ, या हाउ आर यु लाइक भनेर. So our viewers also might really want to know what Mannsi Agrawal is like personally in her personal life and how she is in her professional life, if you would have to describe yourself.
You know, that's a great question because a few days ago, one of my closest friends and me, हामी बसेर ठ्याक्क यही कुरा गरिरहेको थियौँ हैन. So she said, Mannsi, it's so crazy that in your professional life, you're one of the most confident, most sorted, clear people I know. Like, you're very sure about what you want, what you don't want, how you want to take things forward, what you're doing, where you see yourself going, what your goals are. And in your personal life, sometimes I see you completely not as that person. So this friend of mine, she knows me very well. We don't know each other for very long. She stays in Bombay. तर उहाँले मलाई के भन्नुभएको थियो is that you can be completely two different people, because professionally people think of you as a particular persona. I know you so well personally, and I'm like, oh my God, she is all of that, yes, but she can also be the absolute complete opposite. So you know, you were asking me how calm am I like this at home? Yes and no. There are days when I'm extremely good, extremely sure of what I'm doing, extremely confident with my role as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter, as a wife, as somebody who's handling the home. And there are days when I completely lose it, and there are days when I'm sloppy. There are days when I don't want to wake up in the morning, I don't want to step out of bed. There are days when I'll find myself not brushing my teeth till 1 in the afternoon. So I have both these phases in my personal life, but professionally I have no chances. I have no second chances. I'm on it every single day. So professionally I'm a lot more sorted, clear and diligent. Personally I'm either that or just the complete opposite. So there's very extremes as person. You know, personally मेरो life मा एकदमै extremes are either very sorted, very clear, very sure, or completely not sorted, completely not clear. So this is something that maybe now, for the second time in my life, I'm actually trying to sort out my personal life. I'm really trying to sort out a lot of things about who I am as a person. And I realize, and this is actually true and this is science, we as people change every 4 years. Our attachment styles, our communication styles, who we are, how we communicate with ourselves, statistically we change every 4 years. Wow. So maybe right now I'm finding myself at a cusp of a change, and I'm really looking at how to sort and how to mold myself as I go forward. So professionally I'm very sorted, very sure, know what I want to do. Personally not so much, and I'm going through this transition, I think, and I'm loving it.
So yes, I would like to mention that to my producer as well, behind the camera. Okay, भर्खर हाम्रो कुरा हुँदै थियो कि I've changed so much within this month. It seems like त्यो 4 years चाहिँ मेरो अहिले चलिरहेको छ जस्तो रिताशमा. Please note that. So you are someone, I know, who's been through depression पनि. You've had your days, you've had everything, you know. र त्यो सबै एउटा phase जस्तो अघि पनि यहाँले कुरा गर्नुभयो. You got married एकदमै early. In our society, India and Nepal, it's not that different. What we believe is like girls are supposed to get married early, time they are supposed to have kids on time, your biological clock is ticking and everything. And you've suffered a lot during your 20s, you know. So when you see that and you see yourself now, is there something that you feel like could have turned out different or something better or anything as such?
Absolutely. You know, I don't like the idea of holding on to a regret for a very long time because it burdens you down, right?
True, absolutely.
If you hold on to something and if you're going to continuously feel bad about it, it's going to burden you down. Which is why in life I've managed to let go of most of my regrets, let's say 90%. But there is still one regret that haunts me every day, and that is that I got married at the age of 21. And now that I think about it, there was so much more potential I had. There were so many more things I could have done. But because I got married so early, came into a very different family environment, into a very different culture, a different country. I didn't speak the language. I didn't know anybody here. I got married to a person that I had only met 6-7 times before I actually ever got married. So because of all of this, my 20s were extremely difficult. And when I say extremely difficult, I mean it's worth every word.
Can't even imagine.
Right. And it was a difficult time for the country as well, because Nepal was also going through a transition. So even if I wanted to enter the workforce, even if I wanted to do something, I did not see any clear path there. So for me, the 20s was one roadblock after another, after another, after another. I suffered health-wise. I was very sick in 2008. I was on the bed for 4 months. I was going through severe depression at that point as well. Not very severe, actually. I would say probably mildish depression, but it was very bad. I had typhoid and jaundice, and I was hospitalized, and all sorts of stuff happened. I was going through a very bad time work-wise as well while I was starting my work here. The point is, I wasn't very sure of what I was going to do. I had completed my graduation, yet I was not sure about the path I wanted to take ahead. I was also going through a very difficult time adjusting with the family and adjusting with a lot of things.
You're so young, you're just 21.
I was 21. At the age of 23, I was living by myself. Like, my husband and me were living by ourselves without any support from anybody. And at that point, we were also not very sure of the comfort level we had. So I was handling home. I was trying to work out something work-wise. I was trying to handle my health. At that point, it was very difficult. There was no, internet on phones, right? So I could not really communicate so much with my parents, my family. I had lost touch with everybody that I knew, with my past. So I was not in touch with my school, college friends, my other friends. I was not on a day-to-day basis touch with my parents as well. So I felt this void. I felt alone. And now when I look back, honestly, I don't know how I made it. I don't know how I survived it, and I don't know how I came out shining and happy, but I'm glad I did. Because when I look back at those days, it happened not very long ago, maybe 12, 13, 14 years ago, but it seems like somebody else's story because I don't relate to that person anymore. And that, I think, is a victory in itself. So yeah, it's been a long journey. It's been a very difficult journey, full of pain, but I'm just so glad I made it ultimately.
Wow, that was so beautiful, so beautifully portrayed. We have a short clip, another one. So we will be right back after that. Do you know what I've noticed about you? You break it. Like point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, something like that. Explain you really talk like that, or you garnuko pasariko reason चाहिँ के हो नि?
I didn't know I was doing this, but I'm so glad because possibly this is my years of experience as a trainer. Because when you're training and you want to explain a difficult concept, the easiest way of doing that is to break it. Sano bhagma, make it more palatable, make it more bite-sized. So maybe I'm doing that unconsciously and I don't really know it, and I'm glad I am actually.
Yeah, because communicate matter while you're talking, easily to you break it down. That way, it's actually easy for us to understand. But so how do you do it? How do you come up with that? And I was really curious about it. Okay?
I think that's just how my brain works now. I have no idea. It's possibly all of this experience as a trainer, training people at different levels, so that, what happens is, let's say I'm teaching somebody how to make a speech. If I give you all the content I have, I could speak for 12 hours, but you will not be able to take all of that content in, right?
Absolutely.
I will have to make it into small bite-sized chunks so that it's palatable for you, so that tapai pani त्यसलाई digest गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. You can internalize that concept. So maybe to do that, I'm breaking up things, and I don't know that I'm doing it even like this, and I'm glad I am.
And it's really very interesting, and actually, it's quite understandable and easy to grab. So yes, यस्तै बारेमा कुराकानी गर्दैछौँ, यी कुराकानी हुँदैछ। अहिलेको लागि we're taking a short commercial break. Welcome back. So yes, Chiya Guff ma Chiya सँगसँगै मिठो कुराकानी पनि भइरहेको छ. I am pretty sure जतिजनालाई चाहिँ भविष्यमा गएर want to be a motivator, हुन्छ नि motivating speaker, हैन motivational speaker हुन मन छ या trainer हुन मन छ in any form भने चाहिँ उहाँहरूले चाहिँ धेरै कुराहरू सिकिराख्नु भएको छ होला, धेरै कुराले inspire पनि गरिरहेको छ होला. I'm hoping that it's being really very fruitful for you guys. So yes, what would you suggest, हैन किनभने right now अहिले भन्ने हो भने पहिलाको कम्पेरिजनमा अहिले हाम्रो countryको the way they look at jobs and everything अलिकति broad गइरहेको छ हैन. You're one fine example जसले चाहिँ who's earning by speaking, something that you absolutely love, हैन. I really loved this line of yours यहाँले भन्नुभएको जुन चाहिँ थियो हुन्छ नि I'm earning from what I love doing भन्ने खालको हैन. So there might be a lot of people out there who love speaking, who are into it, हैन, but they don't really know how they're supposed to get trained, how they're supposed to do things to be where you are right now. So how would you like to suggest them? What would you like to share with them?
Sure. So basically, when I was in this field, when I started working, there was no real clear direction. There was absolutely no path to take. But today, I have sort of chartered, I have sort of gone through all these different directions, done all these different things. And I do think that there could be a process of doing it. So the first thing I would suggest to anybody is, start working on yourself, which means become a better speaker yourself, start honing your skills, because there's a lot of experience and a lot of practice that goes into it. You can't wake up today in the morning, read 5 management books and say, okay, I'm going to be a trainer tomorrow. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
There's so much you need to do. There are so many things in terms of how you deal with your audience, in terms of how you react to the audience, in terms of the vibes you get from the audience that you have to be attuned to. So malai ke lagsa, first start working on yourself, improve your own speaking skills. Then when you want to be a trainer, let's say you want to be a trainer, pick up your niche. Let's say you want to be a trainer in Microsoft Excel. Okay, I'm just giving a random example. Pick up your niche and master your niche. Nothing is as important as the kind of confidence you have because of the content. Pick up your niche and master it. Know it up and down, left and right, front, back, everywhere. You have to be so confident of what you're saying. You have to be so sure of the information you're passing out, because as a trainer, you will have different kinds of audiences every day. And you want to be able to satisfy, inspect, impress each one of them. You want to be able to create that impact. So त्यो तपाईको आफ्नो जुन content छ त्यसको grasp एकदमै important छ. After that, of course, it would be about, maybe join Toastmasters, understand how speaking works, understand what stage presence is, understand these things, start mastering them, start working on that, and then see how it goes. Then maybe speak to companies, speak to organizations, see how it goes. It does take a lot of time. It's taken me many years to be where I am today. And this is in no way the end. This is just the beginning.
Overnight process.
Absolutely. But I would think 2 things really matter. A, work on your skills as a trainer. B, work on your niche, understand your niche very well. Pick up a niche, that's very important as well. I don't do all kinds of trainings. I don't do, for example, marketing trainings or not so many sales trainings. I'm a communication trainer, I'm a coach. So I help people understand mero communication needs ke cha, ani how can I express myself authentically and in a way that creates an impact. So I basically work in this sector only. So understand what your sector is, what makes you happy, and work on that.
And not everything you're sharing about हुन्छ नि यहाँको जति pleasant experiences हरु share गरिराख्नु भएको छ. धेरै जनाले चाहिँ okay, this is an easy word, अलिकति मेहनत गर्नुपर्ने रहेछ, everybody loves you, you go viral, you go trending भन्ने खालको impression पनि पर्छ होला. But you have your lows as well. मैले एउटा पनि के पनि सुनेको थिएँ भने कि यहाँले चाहिँ कुनै कलेजमा ट्रेनिङ दिइराख्नु भएको बेलामा there was this guy, you had to block him because of him being very rude towards you. So when you think about experiences like that, how do you take things and how do you see things? Has that affected the way you look at things? How has it been?
That broke my heart. I'm talking maybe about 2010, 11, 12 tira hola मेरो विचारमा. And I was training at this college, and I was training MBA students, and it was a business communication class or something. And this person was very nice to me in class. He used to be extremely comfortable, extremely polite. Yes ma'am, and it was a very good, I still remember his name, and he was really nice to me in class and things. Ani pachi, there was some problem happening at some border between India and Nepal.
Okay.
And he sent me such abusive messages on Facebook Messenger. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I've done about this. I don't know why he's taking this out on me. And I thought, okay, maybe he's having a bad day. Just let him be, just ignore it. So I was talking to him, I was like, no, you know, like that's not correct. And but then I realized he was getting extremely vicious about it. And he was like, oh, tapai India bata, tapai le esto garnu bhacha, tapai le garda yo bhacha. And I'm like, what is he talking about? I'm his teacher. So ultimately I let him speak one day. The next day again, and then he got abusive. He used very bad words. I didn't understand all those bad words, so I showed it to my husband. I was like, what does this mean? He's like, no, don't worry about it. It's just abuse. Don't worry about it. This guy's completely crazy. So I blocked him, but I took screenshots of everything and I kept those with me. And then I went to the college and I showed it to them. I said, see, I'm not willing to work in an environment like this, and this is completely not okay. I think after that the boy was rusticated or something, but I'm not sure what happened, because not just because of this incident of that boy with some other girl in that same college. Okay?
So he himself had some issues.
I'm guessing. Tara, when I made that video last year, 7 reasons to never ever visit Nepal, usko kaनमा pani parya hola, haina? And then he sends me like a long message on Viber now, and like a long, sorry ma'am, I misunderstood you and I said all those things. I didn't think it was important for me to respond to that. But the point is that when it happened, I'm talking about 2012, 13 maybe, I'm not sure, it really broke my heart, because here I was, struggling in this new country. I was very young. I was trying to make my mark. I was doing my best. I was waking up at 5 in the morning, walking to college every day, trying to teach these people communication, giving in my 200%, because that's who I am. I was trying to do everything I could from my side, and yet I was misunderstood, and I was almost treated in a biased or a prejudiced way because of where I come from. And I thought that was very unfair. And you know, Surma Sano Hudakeri, we were always like, oh, Nepal is a great country. We were always taught that it's a great place, you know, we must go. My father had visited Nepal when he was young, so he used to tell me, bahut sundar hai. We saw mountains, and he had come to Pokhara, and my father used to say, it's cold, it's nice, it's wonderful. And I grew up with that. I never grew up hearing anything negative about this country at all. So at that point in my head, I was struggling. I was trying to do whatever I could. I was trying to make a mark for myself, a space for myself. And to hear that at that point really broke my heart. It crushed me. I remember crying about it. I remember, you know, I remember thinking maybe nothing was worth it, because I'm an outsider, and that's how they'll treat me. Right? So I told my husband about it, and he said, no, don't worry, this guy, the way he's writing, I can understand he's not stable mentally, and he's just putting this there, because nobody who's stable mentally would talk like this to anybody, let alone a teacher. So it took me a bit of time, and I came out of that incident, and I started moving again, but
it still affects you.
It really, I don't know if it affects me, but when I think back about that day, you know, I remember that feeling in your throat that's there, because you see something that's so painful, it still comes back. It always comes back. And I was in a very low phase of my life, and for somebody to say that to me just because of where I came from, I thought was very unfair. And at that point, it seemed like the end of the world. Now I realized it's not, but at that point, it really affected me a lot. Yeah.
Let's not end it on a very emotional note.
Sure.
So let's talk about your journey right now. I saw you during the Miss Universe journey, the Miss Universe ko finale ko belama hos ya the show you're doing right now on a channel. So everything right now from where like people like me, people who are not directly related to you, your life is happening right now. You're doing all this glamorous shows, and you're doing this, you're out and about, you're traveling, you're having fun. And how's life right now? How's everything going on?
I can't complain. I'm really happy with the way my life is moving right now, because as I told you, I've got a lot of training sessions happening, a lot of corporate training.
True.
After this, I have 4 sessions today. So
wow.
I have 4 things I'm doing today after this. So I'm ready early in the morning, and I'm just going to be going tuck one place to the other. So today I'll get back home by maybe 7, 8 in the evening. So a lot of trainings happening, a lot of speaking happening. I'm speaking at a TED event next week. I'm speaking at my second TED Talk. I have my show for which I'm shooting pretty much twice a week, so that's quite a bit. I am, yes, coaching Sujita for Miss Universe. So the whole Miss Universe thing also happened. And my life, I'm not going to lie, is happening. It's good happening. There is sometimes so much happening in my life that everything seems like a blur. You know what I mean? Because by, like, let's look at it like this. By next week, this time, by next Friday, I will go to Namche and come back. I'm going for work. I will have trained Sujita for her Miss Universe. I have 7 training sessions, corporate training sessions. I will have shot 2 episodes of my show. So many things will happen within like a week that sometimes when I look back on a Friday evening and I'm like, Ke bhatyo yo week ma? I have no memory of anything because too many things are happening too fast. And honestly, I'm super grateful to God. I'm super grateful to every incident, every moment in my life that has got me to a place where I get to experience these things, because ultimately, and again, just one of these thoughts I had, you know, what do I want from life? I don't necessarily want to be the richest person at all. It's not one of my goals. I don't.
Not your priority.
Not a priority. I don't spend very much. Yes, I want to be comfortable. Yes, I want money to give me freedom, but I don't want to be the richest. I don't want to be anything. I want to have a very rich life. And by rich life, I mean, I want to have a life where I have different experiences and I get to choose my different experiences. And I want to have a life where I can choose the experiences I want. And I think I'm living that now, or I'm starting to live that now. And I'm utterly grateful for that. I could not be happier with the life I get to live. So I'm really happy about that.
Through your all ups and downs, all these beautiful experiences, some of the horrible experiences as well, you know. If you would have to share something to our viewers, our audiences, and I'm pretty sure you have this tons of fans and followers following you, getting inspired by you, you know. Uहाँहरूले चाहिँ के share गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ, please?
You know, if there's something I want to share, I could say the normal things. But here is one thing I've realized in the last 2 years of my life, and that is, alchemy is real. What is alchemy? Alchemy is like a science. Chemistry bhanda agadi, there was a science called alchemy. It is a pseudoscience where they say, jolai pani kunai kuralai hami sun bananu saksau, right? You can make anything, you can change anything into gold. Alchemy bhanera yo science थियो. That when the real chemists and when real science started happening, they said alchemy is fake. You cannot make anything into gold. That's not true. That's not possible. That आजको world में I think you can change yourself into gold. You can be who you want to be on your own terms anytime. So I think what I live my life by is by small changes every day, by incremental changes, you can change yourself into gold anytime, and therefore alchemy is real. And that's my message.
Yeah. That was so beautiful. So yes, if you guys are watching us right now and you want to get inspired, you want to get more information in regards of public speaking, yeah, anything as such in general in terms of speaking and everything, you guys can subscribe to her channel as well. She's got YouTube channel pani chaina yahako. YouTube ma pani subscribe garna सक्नुहुन्छ.
Thank you for the little advertisement spot there. Yes, absolutely. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and TikTok. And I was not sure that I would, like, I don't use my TikTok myself. My team is handling it. And suddenly it told me one day, ma'am, 63,000 followers boyo. So thank you to all these people who are following me on TikTok as well. It's just nice.
Yeah, it's fun, Panini, you know, though you don't use it much, but it's fun. So yes, on that beautiful note, we will have to say goodbye to you all. It was so lovely having you. I absolutely enjoyed talking to you. Being next to you made me more calmer, because I'm always this loud person and everything. So being next to you made me calm. So yeah, we should catch up more often so that I also get a little settled down in my life is what I feel like. Thank you so much for being here this early. And yes, with that note, we'll have to say goodbye to you all. Everyone, have a lovely time ahead. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.